Hey everyone, Shabby Gamer here, and welcome back to another random match here on WWE 2K16. This evening we've got set for you Daniel Bryan taking on AJ Styles, and this has been suggested by Chris Abrose, or Abrose, I'm sorry. You know what, when I first started doing this, I thought it'd be absolutely fine, I could pronounce people's names, but now you look at it, always just second guess yourself. But yeah, I hope I got that right, Chris. I'm going to call you Chris Abrose, and hopefully, as in Ambrose, or Chris Abrose? Chris Abrose. Well, thank you anyway, mate. Let me know in the comment section below how to pronounce your name, and I'll do it right next time, I promise. But yeah, it's a great idea, this one. Another chance for Daniel Bryan to return to the Ring of Honor arena, and this time take on AJ Styles, who is our current global champion in a universe mode as well. So, and we get another chance to use this fantastic Ring of Honor arena. And the crowd here go wild for the return of Daniel Bryan. And of course, at some point, we do want to do a one-off show, as suggested by Kyrie Bellick, sort of like a Ring of Honor reunion show. One night only. We're going to bring back guys like Daniel Bryan, Cesaro, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn. One night only, back to Ring of Honor to face off against some of the Ring of Honor talent. That'll take place some point in the future. Unfortunately, I am going to be stopping my Ring of Honor roster pretty soon. What I'm going to do, I'm not necessarily going to stop it, we're just going to merge it in with Global Force Wrestling. So we're going to keep all the championships live and things like that for now. We're going to just merge it in with Global Force. That way I can just probably get a bit more recorded for you guys, because at the moment I'm sort of struggling to get the 7 shows done during a week. So we're going to be dropping Retro roster, we're going to be merging Ring of Honor in with Global Force Wrestling. We'll still do the odd individual Ring of Honor show here and there. Maybe if I've got a bit of time spare, I'll do just a Ring of Honor pay-per-view or something like that. But as for the normal weekly shows, they are going to stop now, I'm afraid. So hopefully it's not going to cause too many issues, because like I said, everything will just merge in with Global Force Wrestling. Now we'll continue our top prospect tournament over there as well. And like I said, that's just to help me, just to sort of cut down on the amount of championship matches, the amount of shows, sorry, that we're doing. Plus, it also means we're going to be able to do a pay-per-view for every single brand, or pay-per-view for every single show, every single month, which means we'll always permanently have feuds ongoing as well, which I think is going to make the universe mode a lot better, actually. As here is your Global Force Wrestling World Champion, it's AJ Styles. Somebody we've seen quite a lot of this random match series. You guys seem to really enjoy him. And I think I've still got quite a lot of other suggestions as well to use him in. As yeah, you can hear me going through my pages now. This is how many pages I've got of matches to go for. I've got tons of matches to go for. I really have. There's absolutely loads and loads and loads on here. I'm just looking through them now. Just some of them are really, really good. I'm just struggling to keep up. You guys have done so many fantastic ideas. It's just I'm getting so many suggestions per day. But like I said, I will continue to work through them. By dropping a couple of rosters, it's going to mean that I've got a couple of days extra per week that I can do a bit of extra recording on stuff like random matches. I am going to try and make sure we get at least one random match a day uploaded for you. Of course, we've actually got the G1 Climax Festival coming up this week as well, so keep an eye out. Pretty soon after this video, I will be uploading another video, which is going to be a 20-man Royal Rumble using all of the Global Force guys that are going to be involved in that competition. And effectively, we're going to decide the 5 groups. So, like I said, that should be uploaded pretty soon after this video, so keep an eye out for that. And AJ Styles will be part of that competition, of course. The current global champion defended his belt successfully against Kazuchika Okada the other day on Amped. And AJ Styles instantly just launching Daniel Bryan over the top rope. And we've got 2 guys here that evidently are pretty long entrances. As we're now already 4 minutes into the video, we're barely just started. And I just wonder if one day we will see AJ Styles in WWE. I never honestly thought I'd ever see Samoa Joe in NXT, and look where he is now. And I wouldn't imagine it'll be too long before Samoa Joe does end up on the main roster as well. I'm not thinking he's going to be there as an enhancement talent. I think they're going to use him. And he does have a few... I don't know how old Samoa Joe is, actually, compared to some of the other guys. Because I know a lot of people in WWE don't tend to make it onto the main roster or make it into the main event until they hit sort of their early to mid-30s, which is probably why they get so many injuries, to tell the truth. But obviously it takes a while to really get to that sort of point. So Samoa Joe is currently 36. As I'm just Wikipediaing away on my other laptop. Yeah, so Samoa Joe's 36, so I can't imagine he's going to be down in NXT too long. They'll have to bring him up at some point just to get the most out of him on television. And AJ Styles is 38, so AJ Styles is actually older than Samoa Joe. So if they're gonna take AJ Styles, they've got to do it soon. Don't get me wrong, he's still a very athletic guy, but once you get into your 40s, I'm going to assume that injuries are going to be a bit more likely to come across. So yeah, it's going to be it's the sort of thing that they need to do. If they're going to do it, they're going to do it now. I know they've been linked with guys like Shinsuke Nakamura and people like that as well recently. Daniel Bryan's 34, so Daniel Bryan is 4 years younger than AJ Styles. That just seems a bit strange. I don't know why. I just assumed that Daniel Bryan would be a bit older than AJ Styles for some reason. I'm used to AJ Styles always being the young guy. Daniel Bryan now with the armbar. So that's a shame. If they reckon that Daniel Bryan's career might be over, it's just such a shame that he's only 34 years old. Like I say, he's 2 years younger than Samoa Joe, and Samoa Joe hasn't even debuted yet on the main roster. So that's a bit of a shame, really. Then you've got guys, as AJ Styles goes in for the pin. That's only a 2 count, though. Sorry, I'm still Googling stuff on my other laptop. Kevin Owens is only 31, so Kevin Owens has got a few years ahead of him. I think we'll see a good sort of 10 years of Kevin Owens at the top end of WWE now. Injuries sort of depending, but I don't think Kevin Owens has the sort of style where he's going to get injured too often. He does a big sort of powerful style. He does like to do a dive every now and again. Don't get me wrong, but I think the style that Daniel Bryan did wrestle was probably a lot more likely to pick up injuries. A lot of high pace, a lot of hard strikes, and you can pick up knocks and so forth with that sort of thing. But enough of how old are superstars anyway. Let's get back onto this match. It was AJ Styles lining Daniel Bryan up and just raking his foot across the face. And again, just a quick thank you to Chris Abrose for suggesting this one. And I do really apologise, Chris, for... I must have got your name wrong at least once there because I pronounced it twice differently. So I must have got your name wrong at least once then. So yeah, let me know in the comment section, Chris, how to pronounce your name, and I'll do it properly next time. And of course, if you or anyone else has any other suggestions for random matches, drop them down in the comment section below, and I will get them put onto my list. Another armbar here by Daniel Bryan on AJ Styles. And again, Styles manages to roll through and fight out of that one. And a big punch to the face of Daniel Bryan as well. Now Bryan hooking that arm again, and Bryan's done a fantastic job so far of working on the arm. And one thing I forgot to notice is this is the first video I'm going to upload. I've just downloaded a patch, and looking at the details in the patch, one of the things they've fixed is AI submissions. So maybe if Daniel Bryan does lock in his label lock, he might be more likely to get a submission victory. So that's pretty good. I like that. There's been a massive amount of updates on that patch, including AI updates and tag team matches as well, which I'm looking forward to seeing, because we did mention quite a few times there were quite a few issues with AI, people walking into the turnbuckle for no reason, people walking into the... If you remember my Eddie Guerrero debacle in the European Championship tournament where he was counted out for walking into the apron. So hopefully a lot of those things have been fixed now in this recent patch. And including, like I said, the submission issue. As Daniel Bryan sends AJ Styles to the outside, and maybe we could see Daniel Bryan going for a dive here. It looks like he's lining AJ Styles up. And catches him straight away. Great move there by Daniel Bryan. I honestly thought he was going to miss that, you know. I don't know, the animation just looks very similar to the one where he gets punched in the face. I'm assuming the animation should be the same, really. But AJ is back up with that big right hand, and Daniel Bryan fighting back with a punch to the stomach, now throwing AJ Styles back into the ring. And you'd think that if the submission system has been improved for AI versus AI, with the amount of damage that Daniel Bryan has done to the arms of AJ Styles already, he might be in a very good possibility here of getting the pinfall victory. Daniel Bryan's up high now. Oh, he went for a dive, and I think AJ Styles caught him with some sort of twisting Pele kick, and it wasn't enough. What a great move that was by AJ Styles. Spinning through the air and just kicking Daniel Bryan to the face. Daniel Bryan makes his way back up to his feet, and AJ now catching Bryan with a couple of forearms and another Pele kick as well. AJ bringing Bryan back up to his feet. Went for another Pele kick, but Bryan avoids it and catches AJ Styles with that drop kick. I don't know why I call it a Pele kick. I know it's a Pele kick. I'm English. I understand soccer. And it's not a Pele, it's Pele. One of the greatest footballers of all time. All the kicks by Bryan finish off with a massive one around the back of the head. Rolling AJ over into the pin he goes. 1, 2. Oh, and AJ Styles kicks out again. What is it going to take for one of these two guys to knock the other one off now? Oh, it could be this as Daniel Bryan locking AJ Styles in to the label lock. Like I said, damage been done to the arm so far. Is it going to be enough? AJ is pretty close to the ropes and does manage, I think, just about to make it there. Daniel Bryan taunts him right in the face of AJ Styles. Probably wasn't the wisest move in the world as AJ throws Bryan into the corner. Big knee to the stomach, and now AJ going for a tarantula. Something different from AJ Styles. Not something we used to seeing from him, but it's effective nonetheless. Of course, he has to break it within the 5 count to risk disqualification by the referee. Styles now sending Daniel Bryan headfirst into the ring, and of course Bryan suffered quite a few neck injuries in his time, and that's not going to help either. The big Pele kick by AJ Styles. This could be all. 1, 2, and there you go. AJ Styles picks up the victory over Daniel Bryan. Like I said, at some point we will be doing the Ring of Honor one night only return show. Guys like Daniel Bryan, Kevin Owens, Cesaro, Seth Rollins, even Hideo Itami, who a lot of you might not realise has actually wrestled in Ring of Honor quite a few times as part of the when he was part of NJPW. Had some fantastic matches in the past against both Daniel Bryan and Seth Rollins at one point or another in his career. So we'll definitely be having him involved. And of course Sami Zayn as well, who was there as El Generico. So it's going to be a great event that was suggested, like I said, by Kyrie Bellick a few weeks back. And again, what a great match this has been. And thank you very much to Chris Abrose, or Chris Abrose, for the great suggestion. Of course, if anyone else has any other suggestions, please let me know in the comment section below. And of course, Chris, if you have any more suggestions, please let me know as well, and I'll get them all listed down and recorded as soon as I possibly can. You see, so just a few more of the highlights. That was the big kicks there by Daniel Bryan. That wasn't enough to finish off AJ Styles. And I like some of these matches because they do bring out some people you really wouldn't expect to win. And there's the big Pele kick which finished Daniel Bryan off. There was several of those that really finished him off, but that was the big one. That was the final one. And Daniel Bryan was just down and out from there. He could have been knocked unconscious with that repeated blows to the head. But that's enough for AJ Styles to pick up the victory. Well, anyway, guys, that is the end of this episode. I hope you've all enjoyed it. Once again, thank you to Chris for the suggestion. And, of course, if anyone has any other suggestions, let me know in the comment section below. If you have liked it, be sure to hit that like button. It does help me out a lot. It makes the video a lot easier to find in the search function, so therefore gets more views, more subs, channel grows, and that sort of malarkey. So it really does help a lot. And, of course, if you're not already, then be sure to subscribe as well for a lot more WWE 2K16 footage. I've been Shabby Gamer. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.